بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. And we are continuing with our revision. Alhamdulillah. We've passed a milestone. Uh, Last week we did 1 month. So we are starting a new month today, inshallah. So week 5. And like I promised you, this is a 3-month course. So you can see how fast this thing is moving. It's moving very quickly, and we're covering quite a bit. And we shall see that shortly as we continue, inshallah. All right, so you know the drill. We want to set the right intentions. We want to make sure that, we're ready to learn. We want to make sure that our emotions are in the right place. So we want to start right. So this warm-up exercise is basically just to make sure that you get situated, you get ready. If you need a pen and a paper, make sure you get that ready. Make sure that, you excite yourself, you encourage yourself, ready to learn. So that's the whole idea of this warm-up session, and that's why we've been doing this, and that's why every time I've been asking you to tell me how you're feeling, how you're, what's the progress like, and maybe today we're going to do something different. And since we've covered 1 month, maybe you can tell me just how do you find the classes, or you can just mention like what's the progress like, are you comfortable with the pace, are you like what's happening? Just some feedback to know what's going on with the class. Okay, so some emojis going there. I love it. Some heart emojis, beautiful. So yeah, at least informing. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. That's a good thing, because that's the whole point of these classes, is to make sure that we stay informed, we revise what we knew, try and remember what we had covered. So that's the whole point. Okay, great. Great stuff. All right. So again, I'm gonna ask you. So inshallah, today we are going to cover adawat al-shart or jumla shartiyya, as I mentioned before. So I want you to mention in the chat one adatu shart, one adatu shartin, like any kind of tool of conditional sentences that you know. Man al-shartiyya. Yes, man is an adatu shart. An will be harf jar. An, maybe you mistyped it. Maybe you meant to type it man. Yeah, I think that was a typo. Then ma, yes, ma is also adatu shart, right? Fa is actually not. Fa is what comes in the jawab, and we shall talk about that, right? Idha, yes. Uh, amma, Alhamdulillah. iPhone, whoever you are, I'm glad that the timing works out for you. Not for everybody else, but alhamdulillah for you. Lamma, yes. Lamma is an adatu shartin. Kullama, yes. What else do we have? There are quite a number of them. There are quite a number of them. In Shartiya is one of the most common. In and Idha, these two are the most common adawat al-shart ever. Okay, so Law, yes. Lawla, yes. Both of them are adawat al-shart. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Ayu, yes. Adawat al-shartin. Yes. Lawla, yes. Beautiful. Ayana, yes. Which other words that mean the same thing as ayana? They're also used as adawatu shart. Quite a number of them, actually. You mean like Hamza? Like Hamza would be like istifham mostly. Or Hamza to taswiya. There are two kinds of Hamza. Haythuma, yes. In, yes. Haythu, yes. Right, beautiful. There's one that's different form of lawla and ends with la. Different form of lawla and ends with la. Lawma, is that the one you're talking? So there's lawla and then there's lawma. So I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. Okay. Mahma, yes. Mata, beautiful. Yes, all these are adawatu shart. Law part is a different. Ends with la. Yeah, okay, fine. You can check and let me know. So, yeah, كلما, لما, I think you've said لما, أينما, I think we've said that. And I think كيفما also, there's a, أين sometimes can also be used as أداة شرط. Yeah, but basically those are the ones. The most common ones that we know of, either, in. Yeah, كيفما, precisely. كيفما. Yeah. But the most common ones, in, either, man, ma, sometimes is used. Low also a little bit common. As long as it gives you two parts uh of a shart. So those are the, yes. هلا is not أداة شرط. هلا would be something else, right? Maybe someday we can cover that, right? So هلا would be in the world of تخضيض. And I know that's why you said لولا and then you said هلا, because also لولا has a different meaning, which comes in the meaning of urging and inciting somebody. So that's a different topic. Not here we're looking at لولا and لو with the meaning of shart, with the meaning of a condition. So if this happened, then this, right? But لو and لولا can also come in with a different meaning. If only you did this. Now that's a different meaning. That's not if this, then this type of situation. Yeah, I get how that can be confusing. But inshallah, maybe one day we will discuss those concepts as well. Beautiful. So those are the adawatu shart that we have. And I'm glad that you guys mentioned all of them, really. So even the rare ones, like kayfama and kullama and things like that, not really commonly used. But alhamdulillah, you guys brought it out. Okay. So this is the ayah of the week. Today we're looking at Surah Al-Mulk, the 30th, the last ayah of the surah. And you know the drill. I'm going to break you out into a couple of rooms, and you guys are going to discuss the different concepts that you see in this ayah. Okay? Um, and it doesn't matter if you mention previous concepts that we've covered, but today, inshallah, we're going to cover new concepts that we didn't cover before. Maybe we're going to highlight some of the concepts that we've covered before, just to remind ourselves and to see how things are connected. But just mention as much as you can be able to see in this ayah, inshallah. So get yourselves ready, open the mushaf, open the ayah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break you out here into, let's say, 3 groups, because you're 15, minus me. So, but 3 groups I think is good. So one group would have 4 members, but that's fine. How many minutes? I think 4 minutes is still good. 4 minutes for this ayah. All right. Okay, I'm going to open the rooms now, and you guys feel free to join. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing you starting to join. Great. All right. I think everybody must have joined. Beautiful. All right. For those of you who are watching the recording, again, I'm not going to pause the recording this time around because I don't want you to miss anything. So just do the ayah as we wait together for the guys to come back in 4 minutes, inshallah. Okay, so we can stay in this awkward silence together for 4 minutes. Or you have the option to forward, so you're lucky that way. Yeah. Aminat, if you just joined, okay, all right. So somebody had just joined and I had to assign her a room and she's gone to that room. Great. All right. People should be coming back now. See, everybody's coming back. Okay. Great. Let's make sure that everybody's back. Okay. I think everybody's back. All right. So tell me, guys, what did you discover from this beautiful eye? Oh, I'm giving the answers. Sorry.
We try.
Yes. Go ahead. Tell me.
So we say that kul is our fail amr,
Uh-huh.
and file is the anta, and also this is kola verb. So the rest of the part we said like makulun qaul,
Uh-huh.
makulun bihi fi mahali nasab,
Uh-huh.
and then another makulun qaul, makulun bihi start with the jumla fi'liya, start with the harf istifham a, and then ra'aytukum fil madi fa'iluhu antum. And then in come again, now this is the maful part of the Roaitukum. This in is have the shortia. We
Uh-huh.
said have shortia, but after that we have fil nakis, and which is madi. So we are not seeing the mazum status. But we can say fi mahali mazum. And then ma ukum is our isom mazbaha. Fil came as mudaf mudaf ilayhi. And غورا we said خبر أصبح. And then fa this, so that from in to up to goron is our shortiya part, jumla shortiya.
Yeah.
And then fara we call it faravita. We are not quite sure. And man is our, because the jumla ismiya started. That's why we call that faravita. And then man we call muktada. And then yatikum bima'in, mine is our khabar part. So yati, here we was a little bit
And man is اسم موصول. يأتيكم is the صلة الموصول.
No, man is اسم استفهام here.
is here, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And then yatikum we said fail mudari fa'iluhu. To me looks like mazum, but I'm not sure. And
What looks
bima'in
like majzoom?
yatikum.
No, it's not
Isn't
majzoom.
No, it's supposed to be
We
yati
had
you, right? But oh no, it did not drop the ya.
It did not drop
So
the
this
yeah,
present
exactly.
tense.
yeah. No, so this is normal then, yeah. So yatikum, the bimain, mine is our cover part, jumla felia. So yati fel madi fa'iluhu huwa, kum is mafulun bihi, bimaim is our mbk, and mine is mosuf. Mine is mosuf, and ma'in is sifa.
Beautiful. I mean, I think you covered everything. Anybody else wants to add anything there? Or something that you guys mentioned maybe from previous lectures that you want to add?
One thing, like
Yes.
whenever there is like man or ma, and whenever there is a jar,
Maybe come
just
closer to the
before.
microphone.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, so like whenever there is like say some masul and like man and ma, and there is harf jar right before it, I think that gives away that like it's harf istifham, I guess.
أرأيتم or man?
Like for man.
Yeah, man would be اسم استفهام, yes.
So,
Yeah.
And
Jazakallah.
غورا, we were a bit unsure. Can it be tamyiz or not?
In this case, no, because you have asbaha. If you identified what asbaha was, then it would have been easy. But for some of us, we forget that asbaha is a sister of kana. So we're like, we just
It's
take
a fi'l
asbaha as a
naqis.
full fi'al. Yeah, this is fi'al naqis. So it needs a khabar that is mansoob. So that's why ghawran is mansoob.
Asbaha, and we also identified the khabar of asbaha, but we thought it could ghawran play a second role of being a tamyiz.
Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever we're doing grammatical labeling, only one thing can, okay, you can look at, you can have different grammatical labels, but there are certain grammatical labels that take precedence. Like tamyiz, this is something that has to come after an ambiguous verb, okay? So in this case, there's no ambiguity. It's
Okay, it's just
أصبح.
incomplete, but it's not ambiguous.
Yeah, أصبح is not ambiguous. Like, for example, if I said زاد, if I used زاد instead, زاد means to increase. Now, there's ambiguity in increase. Increase what? Increase size, length, weight. What am I increasing? You know, so that one has ambiguity. But أصبح has the meaning of transforming from this to this, like changing from one state, becoming something. So that
The other test we were asking was, is the word complete without غيرا?
and is it?
I feel like it isn't.
Exactly. It isn't.
So it cannot be tamyiz if it isn't?
Yes. Because tamyiz
Okay.
comes at the end of a sentence. Like you already like it's for asbaha you need the because it's fi'al naqis, you need two
Yes.
things. You need the
It's not.
the isim and the khabar.
Okay.
Yeah. To complete it. Yes. Any other no whatever observations that you guys made in this ayah?
Yeah. معكم is the مضاف مضاف إليه and
Mm-hmm.
mine is the موصوف صفة.
Yes. ماء معين موصوف صفة. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And ماءكم مضاف مضاف إليه. Beautiful. Right. That's pretty much the ayah. You guys figured it out. There's what? Yes. Go
Ustada,
ahead.
I was thinking about, I mean, we did word-to-word analysis, but how we can wrap it up with the irab wise, like this is makulun call, makulun bihi, and then makulun bihi, jumla failure, how we can do like that, file, like bring it whole thing irab. Like
You mean in
complete
terms of the
sentence,
meaning?
wrap the complete sentence as one irab. How we can do it? Like here, I did that. When I did analysis word by word, right?
Yes.
Qul, and then arwaytakum, and then then. But which first playing what role?
So the i'rab is actually the role. So for example, if you
Huh.
say قل is fi'al amr, so that tells you that this is I'm commanding something, right? What am I commanding? This whole entire sentence would be مقول القول. So
Yeah.
this is قل, this قل مفعول به. So this is the whole thing is مفعول به. And inside
And
that
جملة
مفعول به,
فعلية.
yes, from أرأيتم all the way to the end will be your مفعول به في محل نصب. مقول القول. And then you
And
go
then mafulun
inside.
bihi, yeah, macro.
Yeah, you just have to break it down in terms of every word, and that tells you what role every word is playing. And if you know what every word is playing, then you can, what role, then you can translate it easily. And you won't translate it the wrong way. For example, now, like the sister suggested, could غورا be tamyiz? Now, if you took this as tamyiz, you realize you translate this in the wrong way. But if you take it as a khabar, then you say, in أصبح ماؤكم غورا, if your water were to do what? To sink deep in the ground, or to disappear into the ground. But if you take it as tamyiz, then if your water became, then it doesn't make sense as tamyiz. You will have difficulty even translating it. So you just have to do word by word. There's no i'rab of an entire sentence.
Whole thing we can like is happy from then ra'aytum is a file, and then I need to look for the maful, right? I cannot start from the in. Can I start from in the
You can.
maful part?
You can. Like some grammarians would look at it as a separate sentence. From in, they would say that this in is a new sentence. That's one way of looking at it, but we're not going to look at it that way because I don't want to confuse you. I want to build up on the principles that we've done so far.
And in is in make it أصبح نصب. Is it right?
No.
No, so أصبح is what kind of a فعل? أصبح يصبح.
أصبح is فعل ماضي.
So ماضي is always مبني على الفتح. It's always going to be
exactly
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and in any case, if in were to do something, it would be jazm.
Yeah. Remember now.
Good. That's why we are doing this revision, so that we can remember this stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
It refresh in our mind.
Yeah, so one more thing is that I was confusing that one. Like we said, like the in is mazumun fi laini, right? It makes two fi laini, like it makes two
نعم. يجزم فعلين نعم.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, or tazimu, like something. So here, asbaha, we understand it madi. That's why we are not seeing. Which one the next one?
So, okay, when we say, I'll explain actually when we come to the explanation
Sure.
or the concepts. So maybe we can actually go there. So these are the key concepts that we're going to learn today. We're going to learn the concept of مقول القول, which you guys are kind of familiar with, but we're going to just mention a few things to refresh our memories. We're going to look at ra'a again. I don't know if we mentioned it before, but when we were discussing متعدي بحرف, the verbs that take on two مفعول بهs, we're going to mention again this idea because I know it's a new idea. And remember, we said the idea of سدت مسدة مفعولي كذا. We're going to repeat that again until it sticks in your mind. So that's something we're going to revisit and add a little bit on. And then, of course, the idea of jumla shartiya, if this, then this, or whoever does this, then this, or whatever this, then this is the case, so on and so forth, right? So that's jumla shartiya. And of course, jumla shartiya comes with this kind of fa called fa al-Jazaa or fa al-Rabita. It has two names, and it can also be called fa li jawab shart, can also be called that. So, but most of the time you see fa al-Rabita. So it's good to know these names. It comes in a jumla shartiya. And then finally, we look at موصوف sifa, and we're going to look at موصوف sifa as words, like two words, not a complex sifa, but just individual words, like ma'in, ma'inin here, for example. So these are the concepts that we're going to cover. Okay. What I'm going to do is, since you guys appreciated me doing this last time, so we're gonna write a couple of things. Okay. So مقول القول, what do we need to know about مقول القول? This is, you can look at it as مقول القول is basically a sentence that comes after the verb, we can say قال يقول, or a similar meaning verb. Okay, so the idea of talking, the idea of speaking, when you speak something, right? You say something. And even in English, we have synonyms for talking and speaking and saying, like all this, they mean the same thing. In Arabic, the same thing. So قال ماذا? What did he say? This whole statement, this is what he said. So this whole statement would be the مفعول به. How do we label it? We would say this is مقول القول, مفعول به في محل نصب. So that's kind of like how we would label this thing. When we see this entire sentence, we'll say this entire sentence مقول القول مفعول به في محل نصب. Then we enter into that sentence and do the i'rab again. So that's all you need to know about مقول القول. Again, just a reminder, most of the time it comes with قال. So whenever you see any variation of قال يقول قل قيل يقال, any variation of قال, whatever we expect to come next would be the مقول القول مفعول به. Sometimes it can come with other verbs that are not necessarily قال, but they mean قال. Like for example, if I said روى, to narrate. To narrate, like he narrated A, B, C, D. Just like, it's like similar to قال or something like that, right? So you can have that. So whatever he narrates, that would be the مقول القول. Okay, so I think that's pretty clear. The next topic that we have here is, I think it's جواب الشرط, أداة الشرط. Yes. No, the meanings of رأى. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about رأى. So now, رأى, like I said, it has actually a number of meanings, but we're only going to look at two main meanings. Okay, two main meanings. Number one, it can, where did you disappear? Oh, okay. It can mean, here we go. It can mean seeing of the eye. or it can mean seeing of the mind. What do we mean by this too? Let's start with the seeing of the eye. When I say I see something, just like we talked about when we were doing متعدي لمفعولين, we said there are certain verbs that take on two مفعول بهs, right? And ra'a was one of them. So, and ra'a can either take two مفعول بهs or it cannot. This is what I need you to understand about ra'a and similar verbs like ra'a. So when I say seeing of the eye, I mean I physically saw it with my eyes. Like, for example, if I said, I saw the book on the table. I saw the book on the table, right? I physically saw it on the table. Or I saw a bird flying, right? I saw a bird flying. This is seeing of the eye. You saw it with your eyes, right? So this is clear. Whenever we have this situation where you're seeing physically, we would say that this ra'a takes one maf'ul bihi, and then the next thing would be a hal. Let's say plus hal. So it takes a maf'ul bihi and a hal. Takes a maf'ul bihi and a hal. This is when you're physically seeing the object. But when it is seeing of the mind, what do we mean by seeing of the mind? I mean that when I say, I see your point. When I say I see your point, do I physically see the point? No, I'm saying I understand it in my mind, right? I perceive this idea. I understand it. I consider it in my mind. I think this is what you mean, right? So it's all happening in my mind. This is the seeing of the mind. رؤية قلبية, right? Or علمية. It's just in my mind. So whenever you have seeing of the mind, for example, if I say, I saw or I see knowledge. Normally in English we would add as, but in Arabic we don't have this as structure, but in English it makes more sense. So I see knowledge as beneficial. When you see I see knowledge, when you say this, I see knowledge as beneficial, right? This, now we would say now this is considered مفعول به الأول and مفعول به الثاني. So this one takes two maf'ul bihis. Whenever you have this idea of seeing with the mind, then you have two maf'ul bihis. Then we enter into the world of muta'addi li maf'ulain that we talked about. And whenever you have the world of muta'addi li maf'ulain, you can have these two maf'ul bihis being replaced by an entire sentence. So this can also be a sentence. This two maf'ul bihi number one and maf'ul bihi number two can be a sentence. And in that case, we would say سدت مسد مفعولي مفعولي رأى. Because in this case, we're talking about رأى. So we would say something like that. Okay, remember this idea, سدت مسد مفعولي كذا? Yes, realization. Yeah, realization could be also the seeing of the mind. Yeah, I see, I realize. Yeah, you realize in your mind. So that's the idea. Is this clear? Any questions here?
Give it one more time, a sentence. What is that?
What do we mean by a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay. So for example, if I said, or maybe we can take the same. So here, this example, I see knowledge as beneficial. Knowledge is my maf'ul bihi number one. Beneficial is my maf'ul bihi number two. Let's actually write it in Arabic. So أنا أرى. I need to do this. Oh my God. I have to go all the way to the top. Oh, okay. Okay. Why did it happen? Where did it go? There it is. Okay. أرى العلم, because again, مفعول به number one. أرى العلم نافعا. مفعول به number two. This is how it will look like in Arabic. But what if I take this العلم نافعا, make it into an entire sentence, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so this entire sentence would have saddat masadda. This jumla would have blocked or rather replaced the two maf'ul bihis of ara. Yeah.
Okay.
So for example, if I said, maybe let me just make it clearer. I'm afraid if I type in Arabic, I knew that was going to happen. If I type in Arabic, it's going to go this side, and then I have to go all the way up, change the orientation here. Okay, no worries. I should have just deleted, but anyway, it's fine. So, أرى أن العلم. Now I'm gonna say نافع. This one, نافع. Okay. Now أن العلم نافع. This is a جملة اسمية. أن and its اسم, and then نافع is the خبر. So this entire sentence سدت مسدة مفعولي أرى. Okay. So that's what's happening there. Okay. Then next we have جملة شرطية. So جملة شرطية, 3 parts.
Mustafa, I
Yes,
have
go
a
ahead.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just with regards to the meanings of Raha, how does it differ with Nawara and Basara?
Yeah, so obviously when it comes to just the idea of like for example ra'a, I'm saying that it has 2 meanings. Like nadara, it's basariya. There's no nazar of the mind, right? There has to be like a physical seeing. Basara, on the other hand, you can have the physical and then you can have basira, the insight. So there are different ways in which, and of course, them coming from different judur, different root letters, they will always have a slightly different meaning, right? I'm not so sure the difference in meanings right now, to be honest. Maybe that's something I need to look up. Exactly like the specific differences between ra'a, basara, nazara, and so on and so forth. Yeah, but yeah, there's always a difference.
To carry on, when you say ara and ilman nafian, it's more like I see that knowledge is beneficial.
Yes.
Okay.
So now you translated it as a sentence. You said that knowledge is, you put an is, which makes it a jumla ismiya. So now you translate it as a sentence. So this is a sentence. So now you see this entire sentence, it kind of replaced the two maf'ul bihis of ara or ra'a in that sense. Okay, good. So let's look at the jumla shartiya. There are 3 parts to a jumla shartiya. You have the adatu shart that you guys were so generous and you mentioned at the beginning of this session, so many of them. But like I said, the most common ones is in, إذا, من, oh, I'm typing in Arabic. Man, ma, and maybe لو, مهما, yeah. But these are the main ones. In, إذا, من, ma. So whenever when we come to you giving examples, just think about these 4. Let's start from there before we get into the complicated ones, كيفما, حيثما, أيانا, and so on and so forth. Think of these 4 as your foundation. In, إذا, من, ma. Okay? Man, of course, refers to a person. In, if, إذا, when, ma, whatever. Right? And of course, here we're going to translate them as shurut, as shart. So if tells you this is a condition. Either when this happens, then this happens. We're not going to translate it as dharf. We will talk about idha dharfiya later. Idha can come with several meanings. It can just mean when, referring to a time. But here we're saying the meaning of whenever. So think about idha in the meaning of whenever. If you want to translate it as if ever, you can translate it as that. But if, I think, is enough to give you the idea of condition. Man, whoever, think about it that way. And of course, ma, think about whatever. Whatever happens, then this happens. Whoever does this, then this. Whenever something happens, then this. That's the idea of adatu shart or jumla shartiya. The second part of a jumla shartiya is the fi'l shart, the verb of condition, right? So this is the verb, and of course, it can be majzoom if it is mudara. مضارع. And if it is followed by adat that makes majzoom. So not all the time it's going to be mudara. It depends. Does it make majzoom or it doesn't make majzoom? For example, in will make majzoom. Idha will not make majzoom. Man will make majzoom, and so on and so forth. So you need to know which ones make majzoom, which one do not make majzoom. I'm going to leave that as homework for you because this is something that you can easily find out, inshallah. Right? So that's something you need to know as well about the fi'al shart. Another thing about the fi'al shart, idha always comes with a madi. We know this. Idha always, whether it means whenever, whether it means when, it always comes with the madi. So that's something you need to remember. Okay. And then the third part of a jumla shartiya is the jawab, of course. So for example, if I say if this, then this. So this then this part is what we are calling the jawab. So the jawab shart. Don't just say jawab, by the way, say jawab shart, because jawab could be jawab nida, could be jawab lil qasam, could be jawab of anything, right? So jawab shart. This is the jawab of the condition of the shart.
You
and
know
of course,
sorry.
go ahead.
If you said when idha comes with madi, does it always push the meaning to the future?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So even though it comes with the madi, we are going to translate it as mustaqbal, as future. Right? Yeah. Lamma, yes, lamma is an adatu shart. Jazakallah khair. Okay. Jawab shart. Yeah. So this is the second part that comes with the fi'al shart. And it will follow whatever happens before. So this is kind of like it copies the fi'al in a sense. If it doesn't, and I'm making this very simplistic, there's more discussion to this, but I'm simplifying this and I'm making this disclaimer that it might not always be the case, but I'm just saying it so that I can simplify the issue. The jawab shart copies the fi'al or the fi'al shart, if you will. And if it doesn't, then you have to have a fa. Okay, what do I mean by this? So for example, the fi'al shart is madi. So if the fi'al shart is madi, then the jawab is madi. If this is not the case, then what do you have? You have jawab. You have, sorry, the fa. Or if the fi'al shart is mudara', then the jawab is madi. What are you going to have? Fa. Or if you have a fi'al shart, whether madi or mudara', but the jawab is a jumla ismiya altogether, now you have to have a fa. Or if you have a fi'al shart that is madi or mudara', and then the jawab is mustaqbal, there's a sa or a sawfa, right? This indicates that will happen in the future. You have to have a fa. Or there's a qad, right? There's a qad in the jawab. You have to have a fa. So you notice that if something changes in the jawab, you have to have a fa. Okay? And again, I'm simplifying this. It has several conditions, but I'm simplifying because most of the time you notice that if something changes in the jawab and it no longer conforms with the fi'al shart, then you have the fa. And this fa is the one that we are calling fa al-Rabita or fa al-Jaza. Is that clear? Okay. So we've done Shortiya, we've done fa al-Jaza. Finally, let's talk about Mawsuf Sifa. Again, very basic Mawsuf Sifa. We remember from our Bayna studies. What is Mawsuf Sifa? Mawsuf Sifa. Why are you behaving like that? This is when four properties match, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So when you see two words where the four properties match, موصوف صفة. So the gender matches, the properness or the commonness, it matches. I said gender. The number, the type, all this, if they match, then you have موصوف صفة. I think that's easy to identify, and majority of you identified in the verb. Okay? So that's what we're going to cover today. Again, it's getting a little bit easier because, you know, we are covering quite a bit as we go on. Okay. Now, any questions so far regarding the concepts that we've covered? Saddat masad, I know that's something that you need to keep hearing all the time. So whenever you have a sentence that replaces two maf'ul bihis of the verb that take on the two maf'ul bihis, then you have this idea of saddat masadda maf'ulay kada, right? Okay. Now, I just want you to appreciate how much we've covered so far, right? And I'm going to give you like maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Just look at this ayah that we've done and look at the past concepts that we've done. So we've done istifham. See if you can identify these concepts in this ayah. So can you identify istifham? Where's the istifham in this ayah? Where's the muta'addi li maf'ulain in this ayah? Where's the kana and her sisters? Where's the amr and nahi? Where's the attached pronoun jar majroor, idafa, so on and so forth? Where is it in this ayah? And then we can move on. 2 minutes, guys. This should be a pretty quick
Yeah,
exercise.
can I please request something?
Sure.
That we are not familiar with the Arabic meaning. So whenever you write the ayat, can you please write down the English under it?
Okay. Sure. I can do that.
Thank
No
you.
worries. All right.
So are you asking question or?
No, I'm just giving you 2 minutes to look at this ayah
Okay.
and identify these concepts. It should be very easy to do this because you've already done it. Yeah. If there's any concept here that you cannot find in this ayah, then you can ask me.
There.
All right. So I think we can all see all these concepts in this ayah, plus the ones that we've covered today as well, right? So look at just that one ayah and how many concepts. So 7 plus again 5. So we have 12 concepts just in this ayah that we've covered since the program began, right? Okay, so let's move on. Now, this is where you guys put your brains to work. I'm gonna give you 4 minutes to go over this. So I know you guys wanted a translation, so I don't know if you want to see the translation before or after. I'm not so sure, but I have this slide for the translations if you guys need it. But let's try and figure out the concepts. So what are the concepts the concepts that we're looking for? These are the concepts. مقول القول, meaning of رأى, جملة شرطية, of course the fa if it comes in that جملة, موصوف صفة, basic concepts, right? So maybe just take a screenshot of this or write this somewhere. Remember, this is what you're looking for. And this is where we are applying those concepts, okay? So 4 minutes, guys. Let's just try and identify the concepts we've learned today.
Can you show the other screen, please?
The translation or the
No,
concepts?
the other one. The concepts. Or you're not supposed to share.
No, this is it.
The other one. This one.
This one, right?
Thank you. Yeah. Let me.
Okay.
Oops, you moved.
Can you see now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now can I go back to the examples?
Yes, you can, please.
Okay. All right. Now identify the concepts here. All right. So I hope you guys had a chance to at least identify some of those concepts, if not all. So I'm just gonna go through each sentence. So كلما رأيتك مبتسما ابتهج وجهي قلبي rather ابتهج قلبي. Every time, so كلما هي أداة شرط, right? Every time this happens, then this happens. So you see it's a conditional sentence. So كلما أداة شرط. رأيتك فعل رأى. We've talked about رأى. رأيتك. So the ka here is مفعول به number 1. مبتسما مفعول به number 2, right? But here, pause 1 second. رأيتك here رأى. Is it ra'a of the mind or ra'a of the eye? This is ra'a of the eye. I see you physically with my own eyes. So this cannot be مفعول به number 1 and مفعول به number 2. So this would be مفعول به number 1 and مبتسما would be حال. Okay? This would be the حال. We've talked about the two meanings of ra'a today. So this here would be the حال. And then كلما رأيتك مبتسما. So you see this is the shart part, the fi'al shart. And then you have the jawab part. So every time I see you smiling, what happens? ابتهج قلبي. My heart rejoiced. And you see here there's no fa, الرابطة. Why? Because رأيتك is فعل ماضي, ابتهج is فعل ماضي. So we don't need a fa, okay, for the jawab. Now contrast that with, let's look at the last one.
I have one
man.
question.
Go ahead.
If jawab shart is fi'l mudare, then fa will come?
Yes, if the fi'al shart is madi.
And jawab shart is mudare,
Yes.
then fa will come.
It can
should
come,
be
it
both
cannot
same
come.
tense.
Yeah, ideally it should be. But if it comes, it can have a fa, ideally. It cannot have a fa also, that's fine. But it's going to be majzoom. So I would say كلما رأيتك مبتسما يبتهج قلبي. Right?
Also,
مجزوم.
you said something fail copies. What that one you said? I missed to ask you that time.
فعل.
Like you wrote over
Copy.
there something copies, like the job short. Something you wrote over there, the copy. Like if it is then that. But
I
anyway,
wrote in
we'll go
the
later. Yeah, in the blackboard you wrote here, this one, that one. Yeah. What is this? Job short. Copy the fail. Copies the fail.
يعني copies the فعل يعني if this is ماضي then this is going to be ماضي. If this is مضارع then this is going to be مضارع. That's kind of like what I meant. It just like it mimics.
Oh, mimics. But we are not gonna have fa that time, right?
Yes.
In the job?
Yes, we're not gonna have fa.
If it is same, okay.
Yeah, if it is same, we're not gonna have a fa. The fa comes when there's difference. Like this is جملة فعلية and then the jawab is جملة اسمية, for example. Yeah. So when something is different in the jawab, or when you have a qad, when you have a sa or a sawfa, when you have
Jamid.
Yes, فعل جامد. Yes, نعمة بئسة. Sort of, it has to be fa ni'ma. There's actually several conditions I can share with you later, but I just simplify it by saying like that. But of course, it's more complicated than that. Yeah, so I was talking about this. I was comparing the first example, where the first example, ra'a, has the meaning of physically seeing somebody. But the fourth example, man ra'a al-haqqa wadihan, when you're seeing the truth, whoever sees the truth clear, ثم أنكره, then he rejects it or denies it, فهو رجل ظالم, then he is an oppressive man. Okay, so here you're seeing it's not a seeing of the eye, it's a seeing of the mind. So here how do we do the i'rab? We shall say الحق مفعول به number 1, واضحا مفعول به number 2, because here رأى is of the mind, not of the sight. When it's of the sight, then مفعول به number 1, حال.
Could we also say when he saw the truth clearly? Or
That would be So I avoid translating it that way because somebody might hear clearly and immediately go to hal. Because clearly translates like hal, right?
Yeah.
So I try to avoid that because we're trying to say that this is maf'ul bihi.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the difficulty in translation. Yeah. Of course, in English, so he saw the truth clearly. That's the right way of saying it. But then clearly sounds like a hal, whereas in Arabic, here it's actually a maf'ul bihi. Right. All right. So that's the difference between number 1 and number 4. And then number 2, in رأيت, in, of course, the أداة شرط. رأيت would be the فعل شرط. رأيت من, رأيت الرجل. So you're physically seeing this person, right? You're seeing this الرجل الصادق. So this would be مفعول به. And of course, here we don't have the حال. It doesn't necessarily have to have a hal. It can just have, like, for example, if I said I saw a cow, I don't have to see the cow doing something. I could just say I saw a cow. One maf'ul bihi, and that's enough, right? So this is the case. In رأيت الرجل, if you saw a man, which kind of a man? الرجل الصادق, موصوف صفة, a truthful man. So if you saw, or if you see, because now, if you saw, because it's Madi, let's just stick to the Madi. If you saw a truthful man, then what? فقل. So you see, we have a fi'al amr here, right? So here we had fi'al madi, we have a fi'al amr here, we have the fa. فقل, say, fi'al amr. Say what? مقول القول. So this would be my مقول القول. هذا رجل يعرف الحق. This is what you're going to say. And of course, inside that مقول القول في محل نسب مفعول به, we have هذا, which is going to be your mubtada, and we covered ism ishara, and we said if it is followed by al, it would be badal, but if it's not followed by al, then it's going to be khabar. So هذا mubtada, رجل خبر, and then رجل يعرف الحق. This structure, we'll talk about it later when we're talking about complex sifa.
Is this fa sababiyya?
In فقل? No, this is going to be fa rabita, because it's following a jumla shartiya.
All right.
Fa
I thought
sababiyya,
because if it's amar, then
but it comes after. If it comes after amr, not before
all
amr,
right.
right?
All right.
Yeah.
And I think the first sababiyya make mudari mansub, right?
Yes, makes mudari' mansub. Yeah. Inshallah, maybe we would, I don't know if we discussed that in this. No, we don't. We discussed that late, if at all we're to do phase 2, because it's a little bit complex than that. So I don't want to. Anyway, yeah. So number 3, إذا, of course, أداة الشرط. ذهبت فعل شرط. إلى المسجد جار مجرور. ماذا, what will happen? فستجد. So here we have ستجد. sa is سوف, sa and سوف are for the future. So you see, this is future tense, this is ماضي, we brought in the fa. Okay? So إذا ذهبت إلى المسجد, if you go to the masjid, what will happen? You would find الأستاذ ينتظرك. You will find the professor waiting for you. Okay, so that's it. Any questions on this?
So for sajada it's a fail, right?
Yeah, ستجد, وجد يجد, so you would find.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't match the Zahapta, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it has fa, I guess, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is that the jawab, or that's not the jawab?
This entire sentence is the jawab. When you see the fa, it tells you this is the beginning of the jawab. Right? Okay. This is the beginning of the jawab. But look, it wasn't satajidu is not majzoom. It's not satajid. Right? It's satajidu. Because now here fa came in and it just, like, this is a new sentence. We're looking at it as a new sentence. Right? So it's kind of like there's a break.
Here fa came for the sa, not for
yes.
tazidu is mudari, not for that. For sa, fa came, right?
Yes, it came for sa. Yes. Yeah. All right. Any other questions there? All right, perfect. Let's continue. So these are the translations. Maybe if you need them for your future reference, you can take a screenshot, or I don't know, pause the recording in future.
The tajidu, it also has who's waiting and how they are waiting.
Yes.
So the ustad is waiting. So that would be maful bihi, the ustad. And yantaziruka would be
Yes.
the how he's doing it.
Yes, we covered this. I don't know when, which week, but we talked about complex like hal, when hal comes as a jumla fi'liya or jumla ismiya or whatever. So yeah, the idea is when you have a proper word followed by a sentence, ينتظرك as a sentence, this sentence would be hal. Beautiful observation there. Yes. It's a good thing that we're also revising whatever concepts we did before so that they stick more. Okay. All right. All right, so let's do the sarf quiz. I'm gonna share the poll right now, and I know the font is small. I don't know if you can be able to zoom in and see it better. I honestly don't know. But yeah, this is what we have to work with, so just bear with me. I'm gonna launch the poll right now. So do your best. Again, let me give you 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Just pick whatever answer. And again, don't submit before you scroll. So scroll up, pick all the answers. There are 3 questions always. Pick the right answers, then submit. Okay. All right, let's get those answers going, guys. Okay, a couple of seconds to go, inshallah. Let's see, for those of you who want to submit, pick whatever makes the most sense for you. Let's submit this. Okay, about 5 people left. I don't know if you guys are participating or not, but okay, good. So some more answers coming in. All right. Okay. Yeah. So this final seconds, just pick anything. We'll discuss. Just pick whatever stands out for you the first time you read it and you saw this is just pick it and then we'll discuss it. Right? Okay, I'm gonna end the poll now and we can discuss. Okay. So let me share the results. Oh wait, how did I do it last time? I did like this. The results from browser. Yeah, so that you can even the people at home or the people who are watching recordings can see it as well. Okay. So first of all, I'm actually impressed with the answers. Let me tell you why. Because when we started doing these exercises, this sort of exercises and whatnot, the answers were all over the place. Like you'd find somebody picking this and this. But now we're having quite intelligent answers like you have, you know, it's not all over the place and we'll see how. So I appreciate that. Okay. So the question is, I see you two eating. I see you two eating. Now, obviously, I see is mudara. So we are looking for mudara, and this is where I tricked you. And I put the madi, the first option. Ra'aytukuma. Ra'aytu is madi. So this is a correct sentence. Ra'aytukuma ta'kulan. I saw you two eating. But this is I saw you. What I was looking for is arakuma, which is the mudari. Ana ara, which majority of you, again, also got it correct. But you can see now the kind of mistakes you're making, and you can improve on that. So this is the trick that I did on you, and it got some of you. All right, so that was it.
I had a question.
Uh-huh.
So for the second fail, like, do we have to use fail mudari in those cases, or like, I've seen some examples where like some files are used.
Yeah, yeah. So it could be any kind of hal. So it could be a hal that is a jumla ismiya, it could be a hal that is a jumla fi'liya, like in this case, it's a jumla fi'liya, or it could be a hal that is an isim mufrad, a single word. Right? So it could be any
How
kind of
would
hal. Sorry?
what would be the difference between like if we say arakuma takulani, arakuma
Akilani.
akilun
Yeah.
akilani. So like what would be like the difference between the translation of the two sentences?
So the difference comes into the idea of the difference between a fi'al and an ism. So a fi'al is temporary, keeps on recurring, but then an ism is more permanent, and then an ism fa'il is in between the two. So depending on how much thubut you want, how much like you want to establish this reality, then you use whichever one. That would be the difference. Yeah. And then the second one, she saw Ahmed leaving. So here I was testing two things. The Madi, so, and then Ahmed is a maf'ul bihi, number one, and then leaving, of course, is our hal. All right. So ra'at, fi'al Madi here, right? Yes, that's what we're looking for. رأت ماذا؟ رأت أحمد مفعول به number one. يخرج. That's our حال. All right. So ترى is you. She sees. This would be مضارع. Here ترى. This is مضارع. So again, I tricked you there. And of course, this one is wrong. Why is this one wrong? Look, أحمد. أحمد. It's supposed to be a مفعول به. It's supposed to be أحمد. Right? So maybe that one, maybe because the screen is small, I don't know, but it got some of you there as well. So the correct answer would be رأت أحمد يخرج. And then finally, this one tricked quite a bit of you. Why is the answers not showing properly here? Is it too long? Anyway, no worries. You masculine, see the book open. Now, of course, here some of you might see and think this is Amr. I know it can be confusing, but this is actually, we're looking for mudara. So you see the book open. So أنت ترى. So we're looking at أنت ترى. And ترى ماذا? ترى الكتاب. And how are you seeing the kitab? مفتوحا. So which option was that? ترى الكتاب مفتوحا. No, this is wrong. Because مفتوحا, it has to be a حال. ترى الكتاب مفتوحا. Beautiful. Majority of you got it. And then ترى الكتاب مفتوحا. No. Because الكتاب has to be the مفعول به. So I tricked you there. So those are the results of that. Any questions before we move on?
How do we know individually how we did on the test? Because sometimes, you know, I get confused and see which ones I've actually written.
When
you share,
end the poll, it doesn't show you how you did?
I don't think so. I didn't see.
Take a screenshot after you do.
It does?
Heather.
Okay, so maybe you closed it before it showed you the results. So maybe next time just be careful, like watch out for that. When I end it, just see what comes up.
All right,
We'll
okay.
show you how you did, inshallah. Right. Okay, so I forgot to do the sarf of ra'a. So ra'a, ra'a, yara, ra'yun or ru'ya. It has two masters depending on if it's physical seeing or physical seeing of the mind or a dream or whatever, all this. So ra'a, yara, ra'yun, ru'ya, فهو ra'in. That will be the isim fa'il, ra'in. Okay. So, and of course, this one is lazim. We don't do the passive line unless it's متعدي بحرف or something like that. But we don't want to talk about that right now. Okay. Let's look at who am I? Okay. So without me, there is no jawab. Come on, guys. Already the clue is there. Sometimes I cause verbs to become majzoom. I am the guy who writes terms and conditions. I mean, come on. Terms and conditions right there. I never come alone. I bring consequences after me. What am I? This one was funny. So this should be easy. Shart. Yes, adatu shart. Yes, that's what I am. I'm an adatu shart. That's what I do. Exactly. So this is, yeah. Yeah, this is the idea of shart. Okay, good. All right, so let's spin the wheel. You know the exercise. I'm going to spin the wheel. Wherever it lands, you guys are going to try and come up with a sentence. It could be as simple as possible. It doesn't really matter to me. The idea is so that you can practice this. Now, what I'm going to say is for some of this, like for example, جملة شرطية or دراء sentence or مقول القول, what you can do is write a simple sentence in English and try and translate it. So very simple English sentence, try and translate it, will be easier, okay? And of course, if you do جملة شرطية, try and bring the fa الرابطة as well. I didn't include it here, but you can try and include it. So let's see. Let's spin this wheel. And we are going to do ra'a. Ding, 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 ding. Where's
Can you
the
share the whiteboard so maybe we can start writing it? If that is,
okay.
we could try.
I think I disabled. Let me see. Okay. So that's what we're doing. So ra'a. Okay, so I think I disabled. Where are the So again, it could be just a simple ra'a sentence like I saw this, she saw that, or she saw this as this. If it's it could be like
Do
seeing
we
of
need
the
to
mind, it could be seeing
write
of the
it, or we can say by mouth?
Yeah, if you want to write it, you can write it and share it in the chat. I kind of disabled the what is it called? The whiteboard settings, unfortunately, before we began because I didn't want people writing on the board. But so now I'm having difficulty finding the settings, I think, because I
But we
disabled
can
them.
say it verbally.
Yes, you can say verbally, you can write it in the chat, you can show me later, whatever is easier for you, to be honest. Any way is easy. Yeah.
Like in tazhab, azhab, if you
Yeah.
go, I will go.
No, but we're doing ra'a.
Oh, ro'a. Okay.
Yeah, so something with
Could
ra'a,
it
but that's a good example of jumla shartiyah.
could it be? I don't know if I'm writing, if I'm doing it right in Arabic, but araku noman. I saw
Araka.
araka. Yes, sorry, araka noman.
So you want to say I saw you sleeping?
Yes.
So that would be na'iman. The
Na'iman.
isim
Okay.
fa'il. Because naum is a masdar.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a good example. Yes. Araka na'iman. I see you sleeping. Right. Beautiful. Yeah. Go ahead.
رأيت الطالب يشرب ماء.
Okay, good. But let's fix it. So رأيت ماذا؟ رأيت Rabia.
الطالب.
But it's a مفعول به, right?
طالبة, yeah. Sorry.
So رأيت الطالب يشرب ماء. Beautiful. أو ماء, if you want to be very accurate. Yes. Good. Good example there. رأيت الطالب
Can I
يشرب
say,
ماء.
can I say, in ra'ahu akhbarni?
Oh, okay. So you want to say, if you see him, tell me, right?
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. In, okay, that's fine. So I want to say, if you see, in anta tara, right? In tarahu,
Oh, I
tarahu,
love the
right?
ta. Okay. In tarahu.
Yes. أخبرني.
Okay. Akhbirni or something like that.
Yes, أخبرني.
So the in is the adawat, right? Adat.
Yes.
And then the tara
Yeah.
is the fi'l shart, right?
Yes.
And then the who is the maful bihi.
Uh-huh.
And then akhbara is the jawab.
Jawab.
And it match
Yeah.
the ra'a, they're both past. No, they are both
Madi. Yes.
madi. And so there's no fa, right?
Beautiful. Beautiful. In
Okay.
tarahu, أخبرني. If you see him, tell me. Yeah, exactly. Good example there. Let's see in the chat
Another
here.
question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like in plus Madi shart and then Madi Jawab shart and in plus Majzoom Mudari plus Majzoom Mudari for Jawab shart.
Yes.
What would be like the difference in translations for both of them? Like when we use Madi or when we use Mudari? It is both like if you do this, if you did this, then it would have happened. Like would it be something like that?
Exactly like that. Exactly like that. So if you say it in the past, in رأيته, if you saw him. If in tarahu, if you see him. Right? So the same way that we translate it in English, like we one version we translated in the Madi, in the past, another version we translated in the present. That would be the difference. Same difference in Arabic as well.
And then Jawab would be like you should have.
Yes.
Informed.
That same way exactly, yeah.
And could we, if I want to say إذا تراه ذهب إليه
اذهب, go to him, you mean?
Yes.
So
it
that would be
okay.
فعل أمر.
All right.
So you'd say فاذهب إليه أو اذهب إليه. I would put the fa الرابطة there.
All right.
Yeah.
Then, because that would mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then not meeting the same criteria as tara and idhab. It is not the same fair.
Exactly. Right. Beautiful. So رأيتك في
Ustad,
المدينة.
Oh no, it's okay. Finish it. Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just reading the examples in the chat, but you can go ahead and then I will go to the chat.
I'm just trying to make, I don't know, my vocabulary is not strong. Like, man ra'a al-qamar, who fayasum, right? Then he should fast.
فليصم.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you say like that?
Beautiful, yes. من رأى القمر فليصم. Whoever sees the moon, then they should fast. So now here I'm saying they should fast, and I'm using fal. Remember we did this in wal falli. So this fal is should. It means should. Yeah. So the fa is rabita, and then the faliyasum. Li, it's jazima. Maybe someday we will talk about that.
Faliyasum.
Yeah, faliyasum. All right. رأيتك في المدينة. Beautiful. I saw you in the city, right? رأيتك في المدينة. So you'd add Madian. Maybe I don't know if you mean to say Madian or Medina, but yeah. So if it's Medina, it has a ta marbuta at the end. That's a good example. I saw you in the city. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. So not يكذب, but يكذب ذا, right? أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. Yeah, the ayah in the Quran. Beautiful, beautiful. رأيت الأستاذة ذكية. Okay. So this would be ra'a of the mind. Beautiful. رأيت الأستاذة ذكية. Beautiful. رأيت أحمد نائما.
Like we say like alam taro kaifa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. That one is also kind of like like mind.
No.
No?
No. That one they actually saw it.
Oh, okay.
They actually saw what happened, right? It's not the seeing of the mind. Yeah. رأيت مريم تكلم. I'm guessing. Like she is speaking. I saw Maryam speaking, so تكلم. Here تكلم. Beautiful examples, guys. This is how you improve. You try, make the mistakes here and there, and then you learn from those mistakes. You realize, oh, ra'a takes two maf'ul bihis, or you can take a maf'ul bihi and a hal, depending on how I see it, right? But in any case, they're going to be mansub. The first whatever maf'ul is going to be mansub, and the second one is also going to be mansub. So that's the idea. And again, practice with this stuff as much as possible. It will improve your Arabic, inshallah. And of course, we're coming to the end of this. So if you want to leave, this is more or less the place where if I've taken too much of your time, you can leave here. But the idea, again, go ahead. Right. So what I keep emphasizing is that we are doing this exercise for what purpose? For the purpose of understanding the Quran. That's the reason. So we can't just go through all this i'rab and all this, exercises and not really benefit from the ayah. It will just be ridiculous in my opinion. So make sure you reflect on the ayah. These are some questions that you can ask yourselves. Why asbaha specifically? Why does the ayah focus specifically on water? What can we learn from water? What does it mean that Allah is telling us if the water were to sink deep in the earth, how would that affect you and me? Imagine, like today, we drink water all the time and we don't even like think about water. We don't even so much appreciate this blessing. Allah is saying, what if the water that you have for cleaning, for drinking, for washing, for all the things that you use water for, what if it just sank and you had no water? Not a drop, and you had no means of getting it. Who's going to get it for you? Subhanallah. Why is it in a question form? Why not just state it? Make a statement instead, right? So these are some of the things to think about next time you drink water or tea or juice or whatever form of liquid that you drink or use for cleaning, showering, whatever. If you're using water in your systems, just think about this ayah and ask yourself, if this water disappeared, what would I do? What else can you use to clean? Like, what else? You can't just use soap. You can't just use detergent or You need water, right? So what if water disappears? SubhanAllah. Such a powerful ayah. And if you want more information, I have done the explanation and the Nahu of Surah Al-Mulk. We just finished this last week. You can also get that on my YouTube channel, inshallah, if you need more information on that. And I forgot to, yeah. And with that, we come to the homework of next week. Again, some of these things are the same. Reflect on the ayah, share it with others, practice the sarf of ra'a, yara. This is the verb that we did. And this is naqis, so it's a bit tricky. Make sure you practice it so much because it comes in the Quran a lot. Make sure you know it properly, right? If I want to say, both of you saw, them ladies saw, how do I say that? So just write a couple of sentences in English using the word seeing. So she saw a book, she saw you doing this, she or they saw this. Just a bunch of different sentences in English and try and come up with the Arabic. This will help you quite a bit. And finally, brush up on your knowledge on Nun al-Tawkid. This is something we're going to cover next week, inshallah. Most of you might have forgotten what Nun al-Tawkid is, but yeah, we're going to cover that, inshallah. Any questions? Because we've come to the end. If there's any burning final questions,
Ustad, this sentence in this Surah Mulk, the asbaha meaning, how will take the meaning of asbaha?
Asbaha here can be actually looked at in two ways. So let me go to the ayah. Where is it?
Yes,
Let's
here.
Let's go to this one because it's bigger. It can be looked at in this two ways. Either it can be looked at in the meaning of naqis, Kana and her sisters, which means to become. So asbaha means become if it's naqis. Or it can be actually fi'al tam from af'ala, aslama family, right? So to happen in the morning. So either it means to happen in the morning or it means to become. So قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَصْبَحَ. If you wake up in the morning and your water is gone, that's one meaning. The other meaning is, what will happen if your water became غَوْرًا? That's the other meaning.
Oh, so we can take both meaning.
Yes, you can take both meanings.
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions? وإياكم جزاكم الله خيرا. Okay, I'm gonna end the recording, but like last time, if you guys want me to stay and just chat for a bit, I can do that as well. But I'm gonna end the recording and stop this session. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.